Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. First off, I want to thank you for your patience. It's been a while since I posted my introduction video. Honestly, diving into YouTube has been a whole new adventure for me. From being in front of the camera, organizing materials, to scripting, talking naturally on camera, even video editing, it's all brand new to me. And I've been taking my time slowly to kind of just do enough of the reasons. What's more important is that I'm here today to share the materials, tools, and a few basic techniques that you will need to get used to for wire crafting with me. Obviously, the one and only essential material that you will need for wire crafting is wire, specifically aluminum wire, because they are versatile, it's lightweight, it's very easy to bend by hand effortlessly, long-lasting, durable. They are also resistant to rust. So let's talk about sizes. When creating wire flowers, you will eventually want to work with a variety of wire sizes, and that's because different sizes will create different effects. I'm going to be sharing 4 different wire sizes that I use most of the time to create wire flowers. For your information, wire is measured in gauge and millimeters, and here's a quick tip for understanding. The larger the gauge number, the thinner the wire. So this one is a 20 gauge, which is 0.8 millimeters and is super flexible, almost like a strong yarn. This one, 18 gauge, which is 1 millimeter and is my go-to size for sure. It's the most versatile one, flexible enough to shape but strong enough to hold some weight. 16 gauge, 1.3 millimeter, a bit thicker and less flexible, which I use as stems for small flowers. This is 14 gauge, 1.7 millimeters, the thickest of what I'm showing you today. This one is perfect for stems for larger flowers or creating wall hanging wire pieces. If you're just practicing, I highly recommend using the 18 gauge for its flexibility and strength, but remember, choosing the right size depends on your design and personal preference. Let's talk about tools. You will need a wire cutter for cutting your wire, flat nose pliers. Here I have 2 types, a regular flat nose plier and a bent flat nose plier. Generally, the bent ones are more handy for getting into tight spots. Lastly, a round nose plier, which is perfect for forming small circular shapes with your wire. To protect your hands, especially if you plan to work with wire frequently, these rubber finger gloves are a lifesaver. They will protect your fingertips from dryness and wear. I usually wear them on my thumbs and index fingers because they are the most active fingers when I'm working, or you can just use them on all your fingers as well. Besides skin protection around your nails, they also provide an excellent grip on the wire, making it so much easier to shape and control. If you need full hand protection, these cotton gloves are amazing. I didn't notice any skin issues when I just started crafting occasionally, but as it became my daily job, the wears and tears added up for sure. Trust me, you will need these if you're going to get passionate with me. They work like compression gloves sometimes, helping you reduce hand fatigue and even shielding your hands from excessive sunlight. For a better understanding about using different sized wires, I'll be showing you visual examples using my own wire flowers. Let's start off with 16 gauge and 14 gauge wire. They are go-tos for creating stems. 14 gauge is thicker and sturdier, perfect for supporting heavier flower designs like this ranunculus. 16 gauge, on the other hand, is great for smaller, lightweight flower designs. When I work with larger flowers, I would just size up the wire accordingly for extra support. Next, let's look at the 18 gauge and 20 gauge wire. 18 gauge is my favorite for crafting flower petals because it is very flexible but strong enough to hold some weights. And 20 gauge is ideal for more delicate, smaller flower petals, and it works beautifully for binding those petals to stem wires. Great for detailing, not so ideal for heavy structures. Here's a quick recap, and of course, this is just my method, not an answer to the question that you might have for what size of wire to use. Please feel free to experiment and find what works the best for your art style. Now you're probably wondering, where can I get aluminum wire and which one should I use? They are widely available online. I've included links down below in the description. I also want to introduce aluminum wires from Mandala Crafts. It is my personal favorite. They offer a stunning range of bright, vivid colors that are both high quality and durable. Plus, they are US based company, and as a small business owner myself, I love supporting other local businesses like this. I've got a 10% discount code just for ya. They offer a variety of DIY supplies beyond aluminum wire, so you might just find something perfect for your next project. Alright, let's move on to the basic techniques. First up, straightening wire. You might think just slide your fingers down the wire, right? But here's the trick. Slightly tilt the wire with your thumb or index finger as you slide through. This creates a smoother line, making your further shapes more precise. Always straighten the wire before shaping. It makes a huge difference. Next, let's create a round shape. Seems easy, right? But here's the catch. Don't shape the wire inch by inch. Instead, grab the starting point, hold another point further down, and try to bend it slowly. Practicing this a few times will help you master consistent, smooth circles for sure. If you want a challenge, try making a spiral by bending the wire in a continuous circular motion. It's a perfect practice for making paddles. You can try different shapes and try to mimic that shape but in different sizes. Now let's talk twists. Twisting sounds simple too, but it's easy to end up with uneven or loose twists. Here's how to nail it. Hold your fingers close to the intersection where you're twisting. This gives you control for tight, even twists. For looser twists, move your fingers further from the twisting point. Practice makes perfect, and twists can be a stunning feature in your design later on. Want to create a zigzag pattern? Here's a few ways to do it. Use a flat nose plier to create multiple bends like this. You can create bigger zigzags, or you can create smaller zigzags. You can also use a round nose plier. Wrap the wire around the plier like this, slide it off gently, and stretch it out. Voila! This can be done with any type of stick objects like a pen or any size stick to create your desired size. I like it because it creates consistent zigzag sizes. What do you think? For a natural curves, simply use your nails if they are strong enough. What I love about working with aluminum wire is how easy it is to shape with just your hands. Everyone's hands are unique, which means your creations will have their own signature style for sure. I think that's what really excites me. I highly recommend taking some time to experiment with creating natural curves on the wire. This will help you discover and develop your own natural hand skills, and don't worry about the perfection. Let's make pointy bends. A flat nose plier is your best friend. Grab the wire with your plier exactly where you want the sharp end. Gently fold the wire to create a corner. To make it extra sharp, give a corner a little pinch with your flat nose plier. Let me show you again. This time, notice how I'm holding the wire very closely to the corner. This prevents the rest of the wire from deforming and ensures the shape stays clean and intact. Trust me, you'll find it harder to get a pinch on it if you don't hold it close enough. To make sharp ends even more defined, make the sharp points as before. This time, grab it flat on the end, then rotate it 90 degrees. Honestly, I love making these sharp corners because it's so satisfying. They just give the piece a more polished look every time. Now let's make a spiral using round nose pliers. Grab the very end of the wire with your plier. Gently rotate the plier around the wire, creating a small loop. Once you've formed the initial loop, grab it with your fingers and continue shaping spiral until you are happy with the size. Next, let's do coiling. Make sure each coil sits snugly and closely together for a clean, professional finish. This technique is used in almost every flower design I make, especially when it comes to locking and securing your wire art. So getting used to your own skills to quickly do this will save you tons of time. Here's a little sneak peek of how I create petals. It's all about forming smooth, rounded shapes, twisting the wire, and repeating the process to build layers. There's a whole world of techniques out there, so feel free to explore and adopt them to your own style. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to support my channel. Thanks for watching, and if you have any suggestions, tips, or feedback to improve the process, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let's keep the conversations going. In my next video, I will start with this simple flat flower design. If you're ready, grab your materials and let's get our wire crafting on. See you soon!